Okay, testing 1, 2, 3. Can you guys hear me? Sorry for being so late. I was so late today. But whatever. So yeah, today, like, I guess what's the usual intro? I don't really know what the usual intro is, but I guess welcome to Coffee Talk, the Vtuber Interview talk show thing, kinda. Welcome to episode 3 where we're gonna interview Delka. But yeah, sorry for being so late. OBS Ninja was having a lot of problems, but yeah, I'm gonna wait for Delka. No, Delka is actually also streaming today, so I'm gonna wait for Delka to finish their intro, and I'm gonna start. And then let me unmute myself in Discord. And you're not on. Hello, yeah. Welcome to the stream, by the way, everyone. Welcome to the stream. How's everyone's day been? Okay, I'm meeting on Discord. I don't know if Delka is done yet. Okay, yeah. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Sorry for being a little late. Just a tiny bit late, totally. Just a tiny bit. Yeah. All green. Neat. Just gonna wait for Delka now. So, yeah. In the meantime, tiny bit. 10 minutes. I think it's actually like 15 minutes. I don't know. Delka's still muted. I'm gonna wait for Delka doing their intro. 10 minutes. It's alright. At least we're here. And are you planning to smash or pass Vtubers beat after the interview? Maybe. Who knows? This is like an interesting idea. We do have a lot though. Like, this is the third episode out of like 15 or something. I think I got like 15 prepared. God dang. Oh man. That'd be cool. Yeah, that would be quite cool. But yeah, I'm gonna oh yeah, by the way, check out like the stream on the other side as well, like on Delka's side, and I mean I'm also like multi-streaming on other web platforms. Actually, like if you want, you can also like use things like what's it called again? I forgot what it's called. But there's like this one website that you can use to watch multiple streams at once on Twitch. So yeah, is Delka Smash or Pass? I can't remember. Wait, was Delka in the Smash or Pass stream? I can't really remember, but yeah. Delka's still muted. I guess it's like a long intro. I don't know, but yeah. Oh yeah, like hey, like do give me more. Feel free to give me more ideas for that Smash or Pass you were like you wanted from the Smash or Pass shit. Don't remember. Yeah, I don't think like I think only like I think there's like 1 or 2 people who's in the Smash or Pass that will show up or is gonna show up in the interview. Actually, the other one from yesterday's reaction when we hear your moan. Oh dear. Oh man. I wonder how Delka will react. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, I'm still waiting for like Delka to finish the intro. Apparently it's quite. Oh yeah, shit. Now that I think about it, I forgot to tweet my stuff. I get a bit like so like hyper focus on doing the setting things up that I forgot to tweet the stream. So let me just quickly tweet the stream. Also, welcome Mariko. How's your day been? How's everyone's day been? I'll be honest. I kind of like is he streaming so redeem stretch? I am. He is streaming, but so oh dear. But yeah, finally get to tweet the thing. Yeah, I'll be honest. I actually kind of miss playing games on stream now, but like I really want to like get finished with this whole interview thing magic. Maybe I'll in the future I really should like plan my shit a bit better because back then I was what's it called again? Hold on, let me like. Oh shit, it's the wrong copy. Because earlier I was like, back when I did the whole thingy, it was weird. Let's see, let me tweet that. Alright. So, I don't know why that got blocked, but yeah, redeem hydrate. Thank you for keeping me hydrated.
I have returned.
Hey, welcome,
I don't know
Delka.
if they've done theirs.
Hey,
So,
yeah, I'm finished. I finished doing
in the
mine.
meantime,
Yeah.
your boy
Yeah. Can you hear me by the way?
Yeah,
I hope it's like.
is here with a friend. We have
Yeah.
a friend.
Yeah.
They currently just been chilling right now. They're probably doing they're doing their thing.
Can you hear me?
Perhaps.
Huh. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? Hold on, I'm gonna stretch later. Hold on. Can you hear
it's
me?
definitely
Question
not.
mark.
Oh my god.
uh,
Sorry for the background noise. That was just a preliminary run that we had
Yeah.
with a certain somebody.
Hold
I
on.
think you can
I'm
tell who's
sending a
who.
DM. I'm sending a DM.
Oh my god. But
Oh
yeah,
dear.
welcome to the stream, everybody. It's your boy,
Well,
Delka
I
Zuku.
think he
I'm
can't hear me
currently
for
just
some
ping chilling right
reason.
now.
Either
Can
he
you
can't hear me or
and no.
well, oh shit.
No.
Oh shit.
What?
I'll try rejoining
Okay,
the
there
call.
we go.
Wait, now can you hear? Wait, now? Oh, now you can hear me?
The world works in a mysterious way. Even
Wait.
I do not know how that happened.
Wait, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh,
Hello,
okay.
hello.
Thank God. I was confused what was happening. I was like, oh dear, what the hell is going on? But hey, finally, there was a lot of like detours. Yeah. So yeah, welcome to the interview. I didn't. Should I do the introduction to the interview onto your stream as well? Like, why not? Like, welcome to Coffee Talk. This is the Vtuber Interview / talk show. I mean, it's more of a talk show nowadays because it's like like the previous few streams turned into like a really long talk show. It was quite fun, but yeah. Anyways, yeah. Do you need to introduce ourselves because you're also like streaming, right? Like yeah, why don't you introduce yourself first? Meanwhile, I need to like do some redeems. Also, excuse me, wait, hold on. Is your stream like safe for work, family friendly, or does it have the NSFW tag?
Alright. I think the best way to introduce you and tell you all of that is by letting you lot know how I do my thing in my world.
Hey.
Alright. To make a story worthwhile was good, you lot. Anyone who's watching me, it's your boy, Delka Suzuku. I'm from a universe that is similar along our universe here that we're at right now. But the difference between you lot and I am is that I'm from a different plane of existence. It's kind of a mouthful to explain what the hell that means.
Yes,
but
the long lore.
The TLDR of it all is that we share the same timeline. Yeah, we do share the same timeline. It's just that you guys are living in this layer of the universe. I'm living somewhere above that. A little above from you guys. Where gods and humans are kinda, combined. Like usually if you're in this universe, you'd be like, oh my god, it's a deity, I gotta pray to them. But over here we're just like, hey yo, what's good? Yeah? How's it going? Yeah. So how the kids? Yeah, you know how gods are. Always feisty and rebellious. Yeah, don't worry. I'm sure the kids will do fine. I'm sure they'll do fine. They're gonna die. Yeah, so like my content that I usually do is, most of the time I usually do FPS, RPGs, drawing. And to answer your question just now, I wouldn't count myself as SFW. Cause like, I don't really, show the I don't show my package though, so sorry you lot. I ain't showing you that stuff. Maybe the other Delkas share their packages, but for the most part, we're mostly SFW. Unless you count swearing as NSFW. If that is the case, then we're probably NSFW.
Yeah. Okay, neat.
But yeah, that's basically a short intro of me.
Nice.
You lot can find me on Twitch and on Twitter. Delka Suzuku. That's DLKA _Suzuku.
Yeah, go check them out.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, by the way. Thanks for having me.
Definitely. Also, thank you for the raid, by the way. Sorry, I didn't I was Delka was speaking, so I didn't thank you. So thank you, Alex4910 for raiding. How's everyone's day been? But yeah, maybe I should do. How did you Taco Bell is open until 12 a.m. Interesting. I don't really have Taco Bell here, so it's kind of sucks. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, maybe I should introduce myself as well because like the people over on your stream doesn't really know much. But yeah, I guess my name is Han. I'm Han. I'm just like your regular VTuber. I do I do really questionable content. Maybe some stuff you probably don't want to know. A lot of hentai, as you say. Yeah, and I guess really chaotic gameplay, and to demonstrate earlier one person Angel that's in my chat actually redeemed the stretch redeem, and let me summarize my content in just like one single noise.
Well, ironically enough, someone just redeemed a stretch for my stream, so let me demonstrate my stuff. Let me demonstrate my stuff.
Nice. Yeah.
Nice.
Take a look at McDonald.
Yeah.
I don't really have Taco Bell or McDonald's. Singapore. I'm not exactly from Singapore, but I'm from Southeast Asia, so I'm in close to Singapore. Hey, actually, what about you? If you don't mind, actually, I'm just curious.
Your boy is from Brunei, if anything.
Ooh, Brunei, interesting.
Yo.
Really?
Yeah, we don't really have that much VTubers here, but like when you find one of us here in Brunei, we'll basically just pack a shit ton of like energy. Not the kind of energy that you'd find like in a typical VTuber. Nah. Imagine having a car sickness. It's gonna punch you in the gut. Think that, but to your face. We'll punch so much energy into your face, you'll be like, what the hell is going on? Half of the times we'll be like, oh hey, yo, welcome to the stream. Yeah, let's chill. And then the other time we'll be like, Wanjir, there's someone over there, come on the right. Like that sort of shit.
Nice.
Yeah. That's for the most part. That's how we usually do things here in Brunei. We kind of pack a lot of punch whenever we do, but when we don't, we kind of just go lo-fi. It's kind of like a bipolar thing, more or less. We do be like that sometimes. So
interesting. Yeah. Okay, to answer chat's question, I am actually from Indonesia, so yeah, just asking magic. Hey, welcome to the stream as well, Yuki. So yeah, let's get started, shall we? I mean, you already did an introduction, so we don't really have to like go over that again. But I don't think you mentioned it yet. So by the way, what's your pronouns? By the way, I don't think you mentioned it yet.
Your boy goes by he, him. Your boy
Okay,
goes through by.
Yeah, just gonna make sure.
But the thing though, actually, to not really complicate things more, but like, yeah, I go by he, him, but there are other Delkas out there that might go for different pronouns. You might find a she, her, you might go find a he, them.
Interesting.
So yeah. So for me myself, I go by the alias V2. So for me, yes, I'm a he, him. But if you find someone, maybe like Candy, or maybe Candy V4, or like Yakuza, there's a bunch of aliases out there. But as for me, I'm he, him. To give an example of someone who goes by a different pronoun, the most recent addition to the roster is Candy. They go by he, they. But any pronouns for them is alright.
Interesting.
Because so is it like for all of us...
Is it a multiple personality thing?
Kinda. Like, we're kind of like one and the same, but at the same time, we exist in different planes of existence. Some of us are in different realms, if anything.
Oh.
Exactly.
Sounds like a really complicated lore. Also, to answer the chat's question, it's wait, hold on, what's it? It's 8:28 p.m. for me. But yeah, feel free to continue. Is it sounds like a really complicated lore. Like, I guess the summary is that you're in a different plane of existence, I'm guessing. How did you come up with this lore? Like, and how complicated is it? I'm actually really curious.
Okay, so like, to make things how do I explain this in the most easy to digest but at the same time understandable way? Okay, so there's like an X, Y, and Z axis.
Yeah.
That's kind of how our mechanic works. So like, to make things easy, all V's go by the X-axis. We're more linear, but then once we go for the Y-axis, that's when we go for variance. Variants are kind of like V's, but they have minor altercations, such as we can have a V3 who could be quirky, low chill, and basically all around the kind of guy that you drink around with.
Ooh.
But then if we find a V3.2, let's say V3.2, that Delka would look like a V3, but would behave a little differently. So instead of the kind of guy that you buy a drink with, he would actually buy you a drink. That kind of thing. But once we hit, that's the y-axis of all the things. But once we go for the z-axis, that's when all things break loose. Those guys are not known as Vs. They'll be known as ALTs. ALTs are basically the equivalent of finding an alternate universe of yourself. So you could have a Nevada. Nevada, the difference between V2, which is me, and Nevada, is that he is the more aggressive version of me. He's an aggressive alternative of me. So here I am, basically being me. I don't know if Nevada's watching me right now, but like, if he's here, I'm gonna die. But I'm just gonna say right now, Nevada has a drinking problem, so like, that's gonna be a little, it's just a little pain when he's around. But oh no, he's kind of like a tsundere, basically. He's kind of like a tsundere, cause like, sure, he'll say all sorts of shit to you, like there's no tomorrow. But when the going gets tough, you wouldn't expect him, out of all people, to be giving you a hand. He's that kind of guy. So that's kind of the z-axis. There's always at least one ALT for each V. For me, I only have one ALT thus far. So is V3. V1 doesn't have one for some reason. Heard his is gonna be a new one coming soon. It's gonna be a different ALT for V1. So that's gonna be something interesting that I cannot wait to see. Not gonna lie. Yeah, that's basically how to explain the kind of law. That's law for myself. I haven't explained. It's long. It's quite long, really.
I just have the biggest brain fart ever.
Yeah, that's the thing about my law. The thing is that yes, I have my own law, but that's just a snippet of what else is there to like tell.
Wait, how does it tie into like the story? Wait,
Okay.
maybe let's start from the basics, because right now I didn't really understand a thing. Like, what the hell is fee or fee 3 or what? I do not understand a thing. Like, how does it tie into like a story? Maybe like, start from like, back then in the year of 1980 something or something, there was X and then something, I don't know.
Okay. All of that I mentioned, that is the basically kind of like what I am. But as for story, everyone has their own different start, but we all start almost the same. Every one of us starts around 2050 when life was more towards humans than gods. We all kind of basically depend on ourselves. We don't believe in gods anymore.
So like a regular life, I guess.
Regular life. Life was more advanced then. Like, I can't show it to you right now, but like my left arm actually got ripped off because of a mission that I went on. Yeah, I got okay. That is a long story to explain. But like, to cut things short on the reason why I have a ripped off arm, which got replaced with a bionic arm, by the way,
neat,
is because I got sent to Siberia one time, and our objective is to infiltrate an enemy base to see what was going on. Turns out the enemy base was manufacturing AI that could basically learn from humans that live nearby and start to, become more human. But instead of being more human, they become more aggressive. They became more like beasts, if anything.
Mm-hmm.
So we couldn't just stand there and let that happen. So what happened was we had to basically try to stop the manufacturing and turn them all off.
Okay.
After a long fight, basically, we had to go through from the bottom to the top. Holy shit, that was a long story. But basically, by the time we stopped everything, we tried to escape through an exfil. But sadly, everyone else managed to leave. Amelia, Ava left. Everyone left. But it was just only me left. I couldn't escape because they pulled my leg down and start beating the shit out of me, like as if they were beating their meat. God damn. And somehow one of them grabbed my arm and ran for it. Like they booked. They went away from my body, and that ripped off my left arm. No, not my left, my right arm. So you know how many months I had to just sit there and not do anything. It was kind of a pain.
Rip.
But yeah, that's the story of how my arm is gone. I'm telling so many stories. The main
That's a
story
lot.
is
That's a lot to like
this story-
digest.
a lot of things have happened. Okay, 2050 is a wild ride.
God damn.
But to tell you, the main story is basically I saved a shrine maiden from a building that smashed onto her. Somehow she survived, and at that time, gods were like, you know what? Fuck you guys. You guys have it good enough. It's time for us to take our land. And they all started coming down from the heavens and start wreaking havoc. Everyone started to lose their shit. Either some turned insane and become mindless, soulless beasts and followers. They become corrupt, basically, or some just became refugees. How I got here to our universe that we're here right now is because I saved the Shrine Maiden. There was no time anymore. I couldn't bring her to the exfil. So she grabbed my arm, my human arm, by the way, dragged me to the forest, and somehow I ended up here. She told me, like, it's gonna take a while for me to get you back. So in the meantime, why don't you stop being a commander and become a bounty hunter for the time being? Why don't you do my bounties so that then we can get enough money, so then we can do the summoning ritual again and send you back. We'll summon a pigeon so then we can send you back. A pigeon, yes. It's weird. I don't know if she's bullshitting me or anything, but like that's what she said. Okay, that's literally what she said.
Sounds
She
like a
said,
Ponzi
"Get me
scheme.
enough, yeah, just get me enough money. I'll send you back with a pigeon." I'm like, what the hell? There's like there's nowhere else that I can go. So like, okay, sure. Also, there's someone in my chat that said multiverse theory? Question mark. It's kind of like that, but it's hard to explain. Even
Oh,
I
dear.
myself, like, you might ask me. This is how I explain it. Other Delkas might explain it differently. Just saying.
Oh dear.
But yeah,
Yeah.
believe me, it's
Okay.
quite convoluted.
Okay. Someone from my chat like asked, like, are you a human being or what? I'm curious. Like, what's in lore wise? What are you? What creature are you?
This is a question I love to hear every time. A lot of
What
people
are
ask
you?
me this. Like, they've seen other Vs. They've seen other Vs of me, alright? Some Vs are human. Some Vs somehow have wolf ears and wolf tail. Some Vs are somehow gods for some reason. So, again, it comes to the whole multiverse theory thingy. Me myself, I am definitely human. I think I somehow have the ability to manipulate lightning, ice, and ground. And this mask on top of my head here, you see this wolf mask that I have here?
Mhm.
Yeah, it has a mind of its own.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's hard to explain, but basically this fucker up top of me is apparently my ancestor.
This is eating on your brain.
He's not really eating my brain. He's basically just there like, oi, if you ever need to, like, we're literally right here to help you.
Huh.
So like, if you ever need that kind of boost, just like slap us on and like we'll help you. It's kind of like a times, like in Red Dead Redemption. If you play Red Dead Redemption,
I actually never played
there's
it. I'll be honest.
oh okay. To explain what they do for me is that, in games where if you hold a specific button, time slows down and everything's and you
Uh-huh.
move fast. It's
Mhm.
kind of like that. But like
Interesting.
they more or less like possess my body for a split second. Not even split second. Sometimes it goes up to 10 seconds. They possess my body and they try to help me in fights. Like I can
Okay.
actually just like pop it on right now. If you do you want me to put it on?
Yeah, sure. But
Cool.
actually, that's a
I
really
don't.
cool animation.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really
Like,
cool animation.
yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good thing I don't tell. It's a good thing that I told them that, hey, we're live, okay, and we're not gonna be like fighting. So like, this is just for demonstrations. But yeah, basically, they're kind of like a power up that happens every now and then. I kind of use it only in dire situations though, because the more I use it, the more they want to like control my body more. So, yeah,
Anime.
it's kind of
Anime stuff.
It's kind of like that. It's kind of like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, like looking at my chat again, welcome global, and this is actually the lore of the Vtuber lore, which is really hard to take on. Like there's so many to it. Dear Lord. That's like this is the surface area, right?
Oh, believe me, if time wasn't a concept that we could understand and we could go on and on, I would love to introduce you to all of the other Delkas and
God
some of the other
dang.
characters too. You guys don't know it, but I actually have some. Like, you would consider them like children. I kind of have children. Like they're not really. I just look out for them. You know, I'm kind of like their mentor, but I treat them as like my sibling, like my children.
Interesting. That's a lot. Do you actually also have like kind of like different models for them?
Who?
Like the other Delkas or something, or like the other V something?
Oh, yeah, actually, yeah, I do. You guys want to meet the other Delkas?
I mean, feel free if you don't mind. I'm curious.
Okay. That depends on you guys, though. I want to ask your chat, though. Who you guys want to see?
I don't think my chat
would
knows
you guys-
anybody.
Yeah.
of the Delka universe.
I'll give you like a base idea. Would you like to see another version of me that basically is the same as me, but is more inheritance than biological? Would you like to see me, but a tsundere that will swear the fuck out of you? Or would you like to see me, but more or less the same, but is more sassy? That's the thing. Mhm.
You know what? Wait, what do you think is the
It's
most
so common.
different
Mm,
from your current self?
Honestly, people rarely meet V3's ALT, alias is Candy. So maybe we should like introduce Candy.
Yeah.
You guys want to see Candy?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Okay. All right. Give me a moment. I'm gonna just.
Yeah, call on the power of the gods or something. Or I don't know. Ring ring. I don't know. Let's see how it's gonna like happen. I don't know. Sasi beke. But yeah, just gonna like wait for Delka to kind of like embody a different. Oh god, that changed quickly. That is so drastic. Oh dear. Okay. Hello. Whose name again? Oh god. Okay. That changed quite quickly. And that is so different. I know. Wait, still speaking right now?
Hello.
Oh
Welcome.
dear.
Hi there.
Yo, hello.
So you're this Han that I've been hearing about. Hmm?
Yeah. And who are you?
Oh, well, obviously, I'm Delka.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
I am known as, well, I'm known as Candy by all the other Delkas, but you guys can call me Delka.
Okay.
Or, if you like, you can call me, you guys can call me yours.
Damn it. Wait. To introduce yourself, I want you to give me your best pickup line. Huh. I think the guy is talking to chat. but it's like muted.
Well, I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
Yeah, because, Delka doesn't really bring me along that often. I'm kind of like the new person here. So, like, all this button pressing to push the talk, yada, yada, yada. It's so complicated, honestly. Like, believe me, I tried using this thing. Not my cup of tea. I kind of like it face to face,
Mm-hmm. Fair.
But
Can't help it in the world of VTubing though.
All this VTubing thing, it's kind of new to me, but I kind of get the knack for it. Also, I'm just gonna say to my cuties over there who's currently watching my stream in Twitch. Sorry guys. I'm not a daddy. Yet.
Oh dear. So, if you're not a daddy, then what are you?
Well, I think I think V2 explained it best. I'm kinda like an ALT. I'm basically what V3 is, but a little different. I kinda run a little store. I wouldn't say it's kinda like a store. You can get some drinks there. If you
What
want.
kind of drinks?
I'll give If only everyone was an adult, I would tell you guys what we serve.
Don't worry. Over here, people are like adults, I think. I mean, they're degenerates, but I hope they're adults.
Well, all I can say to everybody right now is that we serve adult drinks.
Ah, shit.
It's kind of complicated.
Okay. Yeah. So, do you run this store at like a different plane than our plane of existence? Or what kind of store is it actually? How big is it?
I think V2 had a rough time explaining all things, especially if he wants to explain each and every one of us.
Oh dear.
Believe me, I tried it once to explain everyone. It's not really an easy job. Maybe someday we'll make like a short little video that explains everyone.
Actually sounds interesting. You should make that video. Someone from my chat asked, are you an SCP? Someone from my chat asked, are you an SCP?
Am I an SCP?
Are you aware of what an SCP is?
Well, yeah, we do have SCPs in our plane of existence, and in our universe too. 682 was it? 682, or was that that giant lizard person? Well, they're a person in my plane of existence. I don't know about you guys. But basically, yeah, they have like a little temper fit, like especially when they come to the bar, and they like order drinks. But once they drink that one specific drink that we usually make specifically for these kinds of scenarios, they just turn mellow and start being world peace person. Like, oh wow, let's save the world, let's plant trees. But then the next time when they become sober, they go back to their intense rage thing. I don't know, it's probably an act. Who knows?
Can I try one of the drinks? I'm curious.
If you have the money for it.
Goddammit, I'm kinda broke. Can you put it into my tab?
Well, yeah, we'll see. Maybe someday I'll serve it to you.
Okay.
We'll see.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, that was nice. So, what's your thoughts about on Vtubing? I wonder. This whole Vtubing thing. What's your thoughts on it?
If you're gonna ask for my opinion specifically, oh wait, hang on. That makes me back to question. Would you like to ask these questions that you asked me? Would you like opinions from all of us or just me specifically?
I mean, feel free. Like, any of you can answer. Like any of the Delkas. I'm curious, or even like the whoever is like controlling Delka or something. But yeah.
Well, honestly, all of us kind of enjoy, like, we all enjoy VTubing, really. It's kind of like one of those things where you'd be like, this is actually more better than just playing a game alone. Typically for me, I kind of play RPGs, and like whenever you hit that really nice crit, especially like that one time I played this one RPG, I hit a 69 420.
Dope.
I'll be like, man, if only someone else was seeing that. It's kind of like back in the day, if you play Modern Warfare 2 and you hit like a 360, you'd yell, "Mom, get the camera! Get the camera!"
Oh yeah.
It's kind of like that. Yeah, that VTubing makes it a lot more easier for everyone else to see it, and people can like interact with us, and like it's a fun time for everybody. We all get to live the moment together. That's what's the beauty of VTubing to me is.
It's a good
kind of
point.
nice.
It's a nice point. It's a really nice point. I like it. Yeah. Do you do VTubing just as like just? Are you planning on like until the far future is planning to make this like just a hobby, or are you planning on actually turning it into maybe even like a career if possible?
Career, hobby. Well, for me personally, I kind of just do this for fun. It's a hobby, I guess. You can say it's a hobby, considering a lot of us also do it because everyone likes to do it for stress relieving, really. We all just want our voice to be heard while we enjoy the things that we enjoy. And frankly, I kind of like that. The fact that we get to share moments together with everyone else is kind of wholesome when you think about it. Very sweet. So I guess yeah, it's more of a hobby. I mean, sure, you might get cash money every now and then, and be like, yeah, sure, hey, thanks for the subs, or like, hey, thanks for the shout outs, or like, thanks for the raids. But really, we all enjoy it because we enjoy it. And I think everyone else should enjoy it because they enjoy it too.
Yeah, I like
Imagine
thinking.
working. Imagine working but not enjoying your work. That's gonna suck.
Yeah. I like your thinking. I like your thinking. And yeah, what if you're using VTubing like still kind of like as an outlet and as a hobby, then what do you do as a career? I'm just curious.
Well,
if you don't mind me asking.
Well, all the Delkas are bounty hunters, but every now and then we do kind of study it every once in a while. Like for me, I kind of study in animation, V2 studies in more photography, V3 studies in photo editing, surprisingly, which is pretty neat. Good on him. Each one of us has a different hobby. We all share the same interest for guns, though. Oh boy, the last time we all had a chat together, we were all discussing on like which is more better, 9mm or 45 ACP. Let's just say the conversation kind of went haywire.
Yes.
Was fun though. It was really fun though. Not gonna lie. I'm on team 45 ACP though. 9mm is okay. 45 just hits different, you know?
Wait, like you mentioned that the conversation goes haywire. Does this happen like commonly? Like, do you fight with your other versions a lot?
Okay, to summarize how we fight. You guys know Toho?
Yep.
Yeah.
Big
Think that,
fan.
but with shotguns.
Fun.
Well, some of us use shotguns, some of us use pistols. But our main defensive equipment that we use are usually some form of shields. V2 uses a riot shield, V3 uses a force field. I use a force field too. But the difference between me and V3 is that V3 uses he somehow manages to use a full lever action shotgun, while I'm here with just a Glock. It's kind of different. We're a little different, but same but different, you know?
Interesting. Toho with shotguns, yeah. Toho with shotguns sounds dope. But yeah, why a Glock though? Why is that a weapon of your choice? Why a Glock?
A Glock specifically?
Yeah.
Well, I say Glock. I don't specifically mention the type of Glock that I'm using.
Ooh.
Because yeah, sure, I'm using a G18 every now and then. But like, I heard that there's there's this Glock that shoots 50 AE. I kind of want to get that someday. Because 45, 9mm, they're great and all, but like 50 AE, it hits different. It just hits different, you know. Just hits different.
Interesting. Like, do they not have any other things, weapons that don't exist in our plane of existence, over on your plane of existence, whatever that is? Do they have things that are different, the weapons and stuff like that that's different from our plane of existence?
Well, V3 does have that prototype. This prototype that he's been talking about. I'm not supposed to be telling anyone about this.
Tell me.
You guys don't need to. Yeah, don't tell anyone that. Don't tell V3 that I told everybody. But word has it that he's creating two. It's a combination of three things that we've had this whole time. It's a combination of a pistol, a brass knuckle that galvanizes things that it punches, and two iron gauntlets. So the cool thing about it is that he manages to make this pistol turn into a brass knuckle that is more of a fist. So you can turn it from a gun, but also a brass knuckle that will pack a serious punch. Believe me, I've seen iron doors just breaking. Just poof. But also leave static shock. It's kind of nasty, but kind of cool at the same time. I'm not supposed to tell this, but like, don't tell V3 that I tell you guys this, okay? It's between us.
By any chance, are you a fan of Ruby?
Well, you could say that. You could say that.
The...
Not really a big fan. Not really a big fan, but I'm a fan regardless. You know the whole anime trope of like, oh, they have super big weapons and stuff. Yeah, some of us have that. Some of us. Some of us use conventional weapons. Some of us have like a little different weapons. Some of us have complete anime aesthetic. V2 is probably one of the more normal, well, quote unquote normal fight styles. He uses a VR-80 semi-automatic shotgun as his offensive weapon, and his defensive weapon is a unique riot shield that absorbs any sort of force that gets inflicted onto it, but then blasts it back to anyone who is in front of it as either a flash of light or a bashing force that could knock back people.
Interesting.
Kind of like that.
Interesting. Would you call yourself normal?
Oh, me?
Yeah, would you call yourself normal?
Kinda. Not really. We all have our own different adventures. Some of us a bit more mythical, some of us more logical, some of us complete acid trips.
Sounds fun, actually.
We're not really kind of normal. We're normal in the sense that we can communicate with anyone and, be civil, be quote unquote humane. But like the things that we do every day, it's kind of different, to say the least.
Interesting. So, like, I'm curious, like, you and all of the other versions of you, do you have, like, different, maybe, like, what skills do you have? Like, talents, I'm talking about talents. Other than fighting, that is. Other than fighting, what kind of talents do you have? Are they also either different or the same, maybe? I don't know.
Well, I can make cocktails. That's something that I can do. I can play dart with my, considering I have this prosthetic arm, I might as well, cheat the system a little. Have like a little tinkering, stuff like that. Yes. I forgot to mention actually, most of us, if not all of us, actually have this kind of thing. It's not just our arms that's kind of, prosthetic. Not really prosthetic, it's kind of like a thing that we have to attach to ourselves. Most of us have half of our brains. We only have half of our brains. Because
there goes the brain.
We only have half a brain. Because like the other half of our brain is basically man-made. So
interesting.
How do I explain this the best way possible? Think, those Google glasses that have like a HUD in the lens?
Yep.
Yeah.
I miss
most
those.
of our right eye. You see the scar on my eye here?
Yep.
See it? Yeah, that's the same eye that has all the hardware into it. So I can basically scan people and kind of like read the room a little bit more differently. I can have like a HUD that tells me the temperature, tells me notes. It's kind of like that.
Can you use it to watch anime or read doujins?
I mean, we all have the standard version of the software or OS that we use, but some of us manage to modify it to like have internet connected. We all have our own form of internet that allows us to connect to each other and to other people that have it too. We usually use it for combat missions such as recon or like assassinations. Sometimes we even use it in CQC, especially in CQC actually. In fact, now that I think about it, V2 uses it a lot for time stop, things such as time stop or targeting. I usually use it just so that I can, I kind of just use it to, know how much to add into a drink and like how to throw a knife very well. Because every now and then inside the bar, people can get a little hasty and I just don't want to deal with them. So I just throw a knife near to their butt and just like, hey, stop.
Hey,
This is a
step on
bar,
butt.
not a brawling place. It's like, stop, okay? Yeah, that's basically how we use our
Interesting.
UI, OS. All the other Delkas have more technical stuff than I do.
Has
I
there
just use it for like everyday things.
has there ever been an instance where your machine got hacked? Your whatever is in your brain got hacked, your implant, whatever.
Well, okay. To explain what the thing that we have in our brain, it's basically called a DNI. It's a digital neural interface.
Mhm.
It's kind of like a computer in our brains that runs a form of Linux. But we're not gonna go in depth on that because I think Delka went in a little bit too in depth with ourselves, like explaining how we work. But, like,
Yeah.
but basically, about the whole hacking thing, we don't normally get hacked because our stuff is kind of really top secret. We don't really share it anywhere. Hell, we don't even share it through online. We have to use some form of SSD.
It's a local
But putting it-
connection. I'm
Yeah,
guessing.
we have to do it locally. Yeah, we have to use like an SSD and we like transport it safely. It's kind of like a really special thing that we have because that's one of the things that we had left in our plane of existence. And then basically in our old home. Oh, I'm sorry if I burped that.
It's alright. I burp it all the time.
But yeah, it's kind of like one of those relics that we have left in ourselves before our world basically turned to shit. It's kind of rough, but hey,
Mhm.
we all make friends. We all lose some, we make some. But in the end,
Fair.
as long as we're all okay, we're okay.
Fair.
You know?
I wanna know, what happens if I plug you into an outlet? I'm just curious. Has that ever happened?
Okay. So there's a thing about us is that I myself don't know how it works, but maybe the other Delkas can explain it. Maybe some other Delka in the future might tell you guys how this works, but basically, some of us were unconscious when this happened, but when we were recovered from that one fight that we had that ripped off our arm,
Mhm.
a certain scientist that we knew helped modify our bodies. Some of us managed to get a new arm, some of us got like a scrapped arm. We all have robotic arms. Well, I think all of us do. But like, we also all have a different form of UI. And some of us have different modifications. I happen to be lucky. That I have the modification that allows me to eat. Like, yeah, sure, I can turn off being hungry, but I still need to eat like normal food.
Oh,
that
the
normal
others
food.
can't eat.
The others can eat, but some of them like don't really need to eat. I need to eat. Like somehow out of all the people, I need to eat. Like what?
That sounds like an advantage and a disadvantage.
Like I can turn off being hungry, but like I can't turn off dying. You know? Imagine you could turn off dying. That'd be
That'll be
nice.
fun. That'll be really fun. Wait, does that mean you also shit?
Well, I guess in a way, yeah.
Wait, in a way? Wait, now I'm curious. How do you shit? Question science could answer.
Well, just imagine how you guys shit.
Okay.
Kind of shit the same. We shit the same way, but what comes out might turn a little.
I mean, I guess everything is a bit if you really think about it. If it's shit. Yeah. Oh man. Earlier you mentioned something about cocktails. What kind of cocktails do you usually make?
Hang on. Okay, so for cocktails.
Nice hydrate.
Yeah. Cocktails. We usually make like alcohol, beer, whiskey, some forms of alcohol. But we also make like non-alcoholic drinks. We also made our own energy drinks too.
Ooh, dope. What is it called?
Oh, we don't really have a name for it. we usually just have like a nickname for, like people just call it
You give it
like,
height
yo,
rapidly.
could I have a usual? And then we'll give them like an alias for it. Like, okay, so the usual. Would you like it from yesterday, the day before that, or the day before that? And people would choose either the day before that or the day before that. So like, for example, if you want my favorite, which is yesterday's, people would say, yo, can I have the one from yesterday? And I'll be like, yeah, sure, coming right up. And basically what yesterday's would be, it's an energy drink that is spiked with strawberries and blueberries, mixed in together with fizzy water, caffeine. Like, when I say caffeine, I mean like half a kilogram, I mean.
Oh god.
Condensed. It's condensed caffeine.
That's gonna explode in your stomach.
Sparkling water, some berries to make it tropical. Basically, it's like a fruit punch. It's kind of like a fruit punch, but like it punches a little bit too hard. People who first time drinks it, they don't really sleep for like at least a week. Some die actually for drinking it.
Neat.
Mm-hmm.
Really neat. Do you have like a signature cocktail drink maybe that you can't really find anywhere else?
Signature drink. Well, have you ever tried combining? Okay, or like basically we have our own orange syrup, right? And like you know those syrup water, like syrups that you mix with water,
Yeah,
so
orange
making
syrup.
like an orange drink. Yeah, we have that, but like we mix it with condensed milk and a little bit of sugar, some lemon zest, and a little bit of cherry on top, and then we chug it down. And basically, people who drink it, they might need to consult a doctor after that, because we don't really like go easy on anyone. We kind of go hard on basically everyone who drinks anything that come from us.
Sounds like diabetes.
Pretty much. I mean, all the Delkas call me Candy for a reason.
God dang. Wait, do you have diabetes? Wait, can you even have diabetes, considering you're whatever you are?
Well, I'm technically human, so I kind of have a chance of getting diabetes. But the thing is that I usually drink a lot of water. You'd think that my favorite is like drinking all sweet stuff, but really, water's nice. I like water. Drink water. Water's good.
Yeah. Interesting. So,
also, there is this one other thing though. It could be because I have this one other modification that I don't really show people, but people will obviously know it because like it's kind of on top of me, like above here kind of place. Like sure, it's squishy and all, but like inside it's basically like for filtration. Hang on, let me show what I mean.
What squishy thing? Huh. Oh dear.
Yeah.
Wait, where is it? Wait, what is it?
I can't show it to you. Oh, that's a shame. Well, maybe someday I'll show it to you.
Okay. Damn, mystics, I don't know. But yeah, it's not your instant levels to insane levels. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe in private. I'll show it to you in private.
Oh god.
Maybe you'll enjoy.
But yeah. Oh dear. But yeah, that's interesting. Do you? I'm really curious about like this whole lore. Your I guess in Catris. In Catris is not exactly lore. What is it called? What is lore but in Cather? Like backstory? I don't really know.
Lore. Honestly, lore is a big thing to explain. If you want to know my backstory, that's a little more condensed. You know? When people say, "Oh, what's your lore?" people would think that it's just how they came to be. But lore basically is about the whole thing. You'd have to mention about how you came to be, what's your anatomy, how do you work, like how you came, like what's your world. That's basically lore in a whole. people usually ask me specifically, like, okay, so how did you came to be? Or like, what are you? Like stuff like that. That'll be more easier to explain. Because if you explain things shortly, they'll miss out some of the key things, And if you're like some of us have like really big lore, it's kind of hard to like condense it down,
Yeah, definitely feel like it, man. Especially back then when I was still writing stuff, it's really hard to not info dump on people. Especially when you get like a huge lore and stuff like that. Dang. But yeah.
That is true.
It's interesting though. Like, I also want to like, I'm also curious about this one thing about your, I guess about you. You also like, I noticed that the other version of the other Delkas also have like, the prosthetic right arm. Why do all of you have like, the same prosthetic? Like, is it like, are you once the same being or something before you got split into a bajillion versions of yourself, or is it like? It's just a coincidence? I don't know.
Well, the thing about us is that we all start from, it's like a tree. We all start from the same root. But then, over time, as the stem grows higher and higher, that's when things start to branch away. So I guess all of us started the same way, but starting from a certain point, I don't know actually. I don't know where is that certain point where we all branch apart. But yeah, basically that's kind of like that. We all have a prosthetic arm because we all started the same way. It's just that some of us just branch away from each other. Some of us have the same lineage, but have some minor altercation. Some of us might go a completely different way and become a different being that might be known as a Delka. But yeah. For me,
you just kind of like split apart.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. And some people say it's like a multiverse thing, but I don't really want to say it's a multiverse thing.
Wait, do you exist in the same plane of existence? All of you, like all the Delkas, do you exist in the same plane of existence or different plane of existence? Or are you like, I don't know, like the same individual, a different individual? I don't know.
Did V2 explain about the whole XYZ theory?
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. For me, I'm V3's ALT, so we're kind of in the same lineage as all the other Vs. It's just that for me specifically, I branch away from V3's branch. So, okay. Picture this. The branch is Delka, and then branching is the different Vs, V1, V2, and V3. I'm in V3's branch, but then I branch away from V3 to become my own person. So
I look, you get it.
So it's kind of like that.
I kind of get it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like I'm just like in your world, can you interact with each other like physically? Can you high five each other? That's what I'm like curious about.
Hang on. Let me take a sip of water first. Not really water. I actually have a. I can't show it to you guys, but like I have a drink with me. I have an energy drink with me, so let me shut that down for a moment, okay?
Okay.
Give me a second.
Go ahead. Remember to hydrate, everyone. As me as well, I also hydrate. Everyone should hydrate. Remember to hydrate. Okay. So yeah. By the way, is everyone in chat like right now like following? Right now it's actually really confusing. There's a lot of stuff.
It's really hard to explain, especially when you have multiverse theory and same planes of existence existing at the same time. It's really hard to explain. Oh, hang on, someone just redeemed a stretch.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Someone redeemed my hydrate. Yeah, I'm gonna hydrate again, and maybe I'll stretch as well. Make it a nice stretch.
So, what was your question there again?
Okay, yeah, my question is that, like, are you like, I mean, I'm not even gonna like mention the whole alternate universe, parallel universe thingamajig. It gets really confusing. But like, just to make it simple, can you high five? Like, let's say you like you're V3's alt, right? Can you
Mhm.
high five V3 physically?
Yeah, we can. We all can like interact with each other. There's a whole theory. There's a saying that if you interact with another version of you, you might cause a butterfly effect, and something might happen, and basically a whole universe gets wiped. Man, it doesn't apply to us because we all come from different planes of existence. That whole theory about wiping one's existence from another place, that's from time traveling. We don't do time traveling because we might be bounty hunters. Some of us might be bounty hunters that could cook. Some of us are like me, bartending. Some of us be like pure bounty hunters. But we all follow one same rule. Don't mess with time traveling. Don't do that.
Yeah,
So,
don't.
we all can interact with each other. Hell, there was a stream. There was actually a stream one time where V2 and V3 were hanging out together. They both played Call of Duty Zombies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody who was in the stream and in the call too is like they're all it was a weird effect, but everybody just like their brains melted.
Dear Lord.
Yeah, but for like V2 and V3, even for me, I was there for a split second. Somehow our brain was completely fine, but our DNI's processing went from, well, for me right now, it's like 40%, 42% average of brain power right now. But like for theirs went up to like 90 plus. It was crazy. Mine was at least 85. But theirs went up to 90. Maybe it was because they were gaming while they were chatting to each other. Maybe it could be because they were so committed to the game. Or maybe it's because they were both talking to each other. Who knows? They might be connecting their DNI together. But some of us might cause an effect to around us, like to people around us. Me with Nevada, we didn't really cause an effect. But yeah, we all can like hang out with each other. There might be just some of us might feel some side effects to people around us. That's probably all.
I kinda had another brain fart, but I guess alright. Wait.
It's really complicated.
Yeah. Okay, I really wonder now. Can I actually meet some other versions of yourself as well? I'm curious.
Oh, who would you like to meet? Would you like to meet G3?
Yeah, sure. One that
Okay.
I haven't met before, I guess.
Okay. Give me a moment.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Dang. I hope everyone in chat is like not brain farting as well, because this is so much lore to take into to I guess load into my brain. My brain is way too slow for this. Yo, hello.
Hello.
So, who are you?
Oh, I'm V3. Nice to meet you.
Mhm. What do you do for a living?
Well, same as V2. I'm a bounty hunter. Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Interesting.
We're almost alike. It's just that I have some differences between me and V2. V2 is more human-like. I'm more inheritant-like.
What's
Inheritance.
inheritance? Inheritance? What do you mean by that?
Okay. Remember how I don't know if V2 mentioned it, but I think he did. But like he did mention that we're on live and that we're gonna be talking with some
Yeah, you
other
are live
VTubers.
actually. Say hello to chat.
Oh, hey guys, welcome to the stream. But yeah, I think V2 explained the whole XYZ theory.
Mhm.
I'm in the same branch, starting as Delka, but I branch as V3. We kinda are alike. It's just that he is more human and I'm more inheritance. What inheritance is that he has that face mask, right? That
Mhm.
mask on top of his head, V2.
Mhm.
He doesn't accept the mask. Okay? But I accepted it. So what I can do is that I'm more towards the cryo division. Like we have cryo, electro, and geo.
Oh.
That's our elements that we can control.
Yeah.
Some of
I
us
remember that.
like deny. Some of us deny using it. Some of us accept using it. Some of us just use it sparingly.
Okay.
I use more of the elements. So accepting the mask enabled me to focus more on my cryo. And since cryo is more towards wolf, I can basically turn on and off my, stand. It's kind of like a stand, not really a stand. It's kind of like a spirit that controls my body, but it doesn't control. We kind of like live with each other. Yeah. To show you what I mean, let me just. Boop.
Oh dear. It is nice. Yeah.
Yep.
You mentioned earlier that you can control cryo, which is like just eyes, right? Do you what? I wonder what kind of how do you, in what sense do you control eyes or cryo? In what sense?
I'm not really. I mean, I don't really summon weapons. There's people Sub-Zero that can summon weapons of ice, or people I don't know. But basically, some of us think that we can summon things. Me, I don't really summon. I kind of imbue my powers into things that I use.
Interesting.
Me, I use a lever action shotgun, right? And so what I can do is that I can imbue the power of cryo into the ammunition that I use.
Interesting.
Think Dragon's Breath round. If you know what Dragon's Breath round is basically a shotgun shell that shoots out magnesium that burns. Think that, but ice. So it basically freezes. It freezes anything that gets caught in the blast fire. And with my configuration of my shotgun, it's kind of it's more of a spray than it can instead of being small, instead of the spread being small, it's like a big spread. So anything in front of me gets freezed, either frozen or gets slows down. Depends.
Someone in the chat asked, "Can you freeze their heart?"
I mean, it doesn't hurt to try. Maybe someday, if I ever get deployed again. Who knows? Maybe.
But hey, globally, if you want, hey, hop on the stream and let Delka freeze your heart, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
What about I'm curious about this now. What about non-combat uses? What are the practical uses for your the practical everyday uses of your powers? Do you use it as as a refrigerator alternative or something maybe?
Well, for me, maybe some other Delkas might do refrigeration. I don't really. I kind of just use it sparing. I just use it sparingly. I respect the cryo element a lot. So the most I would do is just make ice cubes for my drink. Someone in my chat is actually asking me, what happens if any Delka sneezes?
I want to know.
For me, okay, I don't know if I should tell this, but there was this one time that I sneezed so hard I farted out. How do I put this into words?
Well, you can fart.
I froze.
Ooh.
Well, some of us still have some human parts of ourselves. Okay, some of us can fart. Some of us might poop.
Dope.
Some of us might do some other stuff. But for me, I once farted someone to death because I froze them. I don't know if that's something that I'm mentioning on the stream.
Dope. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Oh wait, what about the other elements that Delka has then? What happens if a Geo Delka farts or when an Electro Delka farts, is there a thunder when they fart? The Electro one, whatever that is. Will there be a thunder?
Give me a second. I need to put on my glasses.
Okay.
That's so much better. Anyways, okay, so not all Delkas might fart or excrete the elements that we are. No, some of us happen to just be lucky and just fart normally. Some of us might, fart a storm. Some of us might, sneeze out a lightning bolt out of their nose, or one of us gets scared and suddenly summons out a wall of dirt. Maybe. Not all of us do that,
Oh
but like
dear.
some of us do it.
Actually, sounds really scary.
Mm-hmm. The
Like
best way to
imagine
put
just sleeping and then you fart randomly and suddenly you're sleeping on I don't know somewhere in the middle of nowhere. That's gonna be
actually
scary.
that actually kind of happened to someone that I know. Okay, there is this one Delka that we know. He's not yet out yet. He's not yet into VTubing, but like there's this one Delka that they kind of they don't sleepwalk. They, for a lack of a better term, they sleepwalk with Geo. Like they move their body with Geo, thinking like as if they could fly.
Mm-hmm.
But really, all they're doing is just like moving their body with the power of Geo. They just like move the bed from their place to. From what I heard, don't take it from me. From what I heard, they moved to the other side of Borneo for some reason. I
Dear
don't know why.
lord. Like in a single
it's
night.
like, what? Yeah, in a single night. I don't know how that managed. The whole bed, I mean, it's not even just the body, it's just him in the bed. He somehow moved with his bed from a second story building to the end of Borneo, like near the sea. Near the sea. It's not even on the sea. It's just like right in between the sea. Somehow he's there. I don't know how. I don't know how.
Yes, things we'll never know. I mean, hey, maybe one day you should try to, spy on them when they're sleeping. Maybe who knows? Who knows? Maybe you'll find out something interesting.
And maybe. If I had the chance
Maybe.
to meet all the other dogs.
Oh, do you
Last time
not
we had
always
a
meet the
group of
others?
Some of us get deployed into missions. Some of us are doing bounty huntings. Some of us are probably living their lives. Some of us are actually just chilling though. Some of us just like chill, don't really do much at times. I, for one, just now while Candy was on stream, I was just minding my own business on Twitter, just scrolling through, not doing much. Was drinking a smoothie.
Dang. Okay, you mentioned quite a bit that you you do bounty hunting and then sometimes like missions, right? What organization do you work for then?
Okay, the organizations that we work for. Okay, so there's three sides of the story here. We've got government, private, and local. Government, we sometimes work with 50 Phoenix, which is a private military company that secretly works with NATO. That's a long story, but
Really
TLDR
long.
of that, a very long story. TLDR of that is that it's kind of like our old organization back in our old plane of existence, but like a little different. We don't get to see our old friends, our old siblings. Well, not really siblings. We treat them as siblings, but we're not really siblings. Did Delka mention that we have like certain people in our lives that we treated as kids that we
Oh
look out
yeah,
for?
I think yeah, I think they mentioned something about that.
Yeah, we don't get to see them, but we can imagine like as if we're doing our old jobs back when we were commanders back in the day. As for private, we either do like bounties. We either do bounties. We might do like recon missions. We might snoop around, become like spies. Not always. Spying is a rare occasion, but we usually either do recons or bounties. We might go for assaults too if the situation calls for it. And then for local, it's kind of like a more charity thing that we do. Like we know certain people in our lives that we care for the most, and they usually get into a lot of trouble, not by choice, but because they used to be involved in bad things. So every now and then we help them out, and in exchange they will help us out by like either giving us gifts or sometimes being part of the fight too. There was this one time that we helped the butcher out, and he gave us like good quality meat. One of us actually got wagyu. We got lucky,
Dope.
and we get to eat it with. We got to eat it with the shrine maiden that we all know. Some of us have different shrine. We all have our own shrine maidens that we know. But
Oh
like,
dear.
I get to go back to my plane of existence and start eating with the shrine maiden. We're not gonna mention her name yet because they choose not to be known yet, sadly.
Okay, fair. It's
Mhm.
fair. Do you like you mentioned working on like for like the I mean I'm like the both the government and the private organization, like what's their end goal? I'm curious if you even know what their end goal is.
The government one is kind of blurry. We don't really know for sure. All we know is back in this plane of existence that we're all in. All we know is that this one is trying to eradicate all form of corruption and try to liberate everyone from being, liberated from false ideologies. But that's what we were told. That's what we're all told. We all have some form of the government that we work with. 50 Phoenix is kind of complicated, to say the least. But yeah, for the most part, it's kind of basically that. For the private part, that's where we work with the Shrine Maiden that we saved privately, because they run a shrine.
Oh, I think we're having a
It's
tiny
known
bit
as
of
the
connection,
Hakure Shrine.
problem. I know.
Not to confuse the Toho Hakure Shrine. It's kind of like that
Wait a
little
minute. Dun, dun, dun.
internet.
Oh yeah, don't worry.
Onyo.
Internet is back, I think. Testing?
Oh,
My internet is back.
about the internet.
Yeah, tiny internet problem, but it's alright.
Hello.
Yep, hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
To any Bruneian viewers. Yep, we can hear you.
Okay, nice. Yeah, continue.
Yeah. Just to shout out to all my Bruneians that we all know. Goblok punya UNN. That's all I gotta say. UNN is our ISP provider, and lately they've been, doing a bad job at it. So there's a meme that we all know. Even all the Delkas know about this meme. It's basically just whenever the internet lags, we all just say, that's just a UNN moment.
Yeah, I guess that's in every country. Blame the ISP.
Yeah, but ours is so painful to know, because this is a true story, by the way. I believe V2 told me the story, because V2 remembered the V2 was up one night, and he was just scrolling through YouTube, watching YouTube videos until 5:40. He said around 5:40, specifically at 5:40. He was watching a YouTube video, then suddenly the power in his place went out, followed by a big bang and the voice of someone yelling in pain. 2 hours later, we found out that somebody died of an electrical explosion because they were trying to steal the cables of our ISP provider. I cannot make that I can't joke. I wish that was a joke. I really wish that was a joke. But a guy died trying to steal a cable from an ISP provider that we all use for our internet. And for what? Rumor has it, they're selling it to the black market. Because I think 1 meter of that cable is worth 4,000. It's just wow.
I'll be honest, I'm not surprised considering over here in Southeast Asia it happens so much. People steal everything. Electric cables. Sometimes they also do this thing where they they attach this kind of device. You can actually buy this device. They can attach it to the power line, power cables, but they actually need to climb up there, and then they can actually steal the electricity and actually get free electricity. A lot of times it ends. Sometimes it ends well. Sometimes it ends in not so well. But yeah. Why am I not surprised? But interesting story, actually.
It's so weird, honestly. People can get weird. People are just weird at times.
People are weird. People are weird. I guess that's what makes society just weird people. Without weird people, I guess the world won't be exciting.
Okay, let me retract my statement about weird. I guess you can say humanity can be whimsical. It's serious, sometimes it's great. Sometimes people are weird in a good way. But a lot of times it's just weird in a not so good way,
Sometimes they're just broke, I guess. Sometimes people are just broke. Desperate times calls for desperate measures. Really desperate measures.
It's just a big bruh moment every now and then.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay, let's actually step back from the lore topic and go to the more streaming topic. What do you use to stream again? like, what do you usually stream again?
Well, all of us stream like FPS games. Sometimes we stream like different games. The last game that we played, I believe it was Candy who streamed Yakuza 0. It was a really fun time. We all the Delkas, ever since we got sponsored for Yakuza 0, like literally, I think V2 got lucky. He was the one who got Yakuza 0. And then like
Dope.
after everyone heard that he has Yakuza 0, a lot of us just come to his plane of existence and be like, yo, can I play Yakuza 0 on the stream? Bro, I want to play. No, it's my turn. We all share it. We're all Delkas. Candy, we made Candy try play Yakuza 0, and they were, yeah, it's okay, it's a fun game. And then we were like, what? Why? Like, no, it's not just a fun game. It's got really good lore. It's like, yeah, but like playing as a guy who runs a bar with one eye missing and uses a baseball bat to fight against like some form of blacksmith. It's okay, I guess. I'm not seeing the fun in it. A lot of us were either pissed or like confused. Maybe because they were playing chapter 3 of the story. They didn't get to see chapter 1 and 2. So like, yeah. We also like draw on stream too. Not always, but like we just draw for fun. Not really good artists. A lot of us are not really good artists because like prosthetic arm. Ooh.
F. I would have thought you could draw with whatever is in your brain though, like whatever implant is in your brain. I thought you could draw with that, or at least control computers with that.
But like, one of us actually tried, like attempted to cheat the system and try to make good art by making a code that allows us to make good art. But what happened instead was his arm kind of just twisted backwards. We kind of had to. Some of us actually had to pitch in and help them out to like fix their arm. So like, yeah, we're not doing that.
Yikes.
We're just drawing because we draw.
Huge
We
yikes.
just draw because we draw. Yeah, we just draw because we draw.
What kind of things do you usually draw?
Currently, we're just drawing whatever comes into our head. Sometimes we just draw ourselves. Sometimes we just draw other characters. Sometimes we draw our friends. We did have this project that we want to explain the general gist of like all of us. Like it's kind of like a lore project where we explain like our gist before the whole branching thing happened. Like what happened to us before we became like a bunch of branches. Like different ALTs, different Vs, like what happened before that. Because I think V1 explained it best. He once told us all that, yeah, sure, we're all Delkas, but we're at the same time we're all our own thing. But truly, before we were all of this, we were one person. So I think we were all gonna do a project where we explain what happened before the branching happened. You know? Because I feel like we're more like a split of a person, you know? Some of us might say that we're our own separate thing. Others might say otherwise. To me, in my opinion, I feel like we're all just a bit of this one person. We don't know who he is. Like, I feel like that is the case. So we want to do a project that we explain this part of the story. No?
Interesting.
It's a project that we're working on.
What kind of thing is it gonna be like? Is it gonna be like just a video or maybe even a book or a comic?
We're not really good artists, that's for sure, considering we have this prosthetic arm.
Fair.
And we don't really, we're not really, thinking of writing a story. We're not gonna make like a novel or something. So we want to make it, we'll try to do a comic, basically. We'll try to make a visual novel of
interesting.
what happened to us all.
Is it gonna get published in the future? Maybe?
Maybe. When we debut, maybe. Because the thing is that we debuted. We actually haven't debuted. We're all still in pre-debut.
When are you gonna debut actually?
About that. Remember how I was talking about we have like organizations? We have a secret fourth. We have a fourth organization that we're working with. But we're not gonna mention anything about that until the time is right.
Okay.
So,
Interesting.
Sorry, no mentioning of that yet.
So whatever that is, it's tied to the debut.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I kind of got suspicions, but But yeah,
All I can say
interesting.
about it is that all I can say about that secret fourth organization is that we're gonna intrude. We're gonna intrude into this plane of existence.
Yeah, I have some suspicions. Interesting. I mean, I'll be honest, you're kind of already intruding.
Believe me, if like I think V2 said it best. If time wasn't a thing that we need to worry about, and breathing, I don't know why we still have breathing. Like out of all the things that they could modify in all of us, why did we keep breathing?
It's a chore.
It's like, you know, it gets tiring to breathe and speak and
I know, right?
But yeah, maybe someday we'll try our best to explain what we are and like the whole theories and stuff.
Yeah.
We're not really good at explaining things.
Yeah. I guess having it in like a visual novel form or like any other written form, it's a lot better than just explaining it via mouth, I guess, because it gets confusing
verbal.
real quickly.
For my personal way of understanding all of this is that I imagine all of us like different game characters.
Mhm.
We all have like skill trees. Like the general gist of our skill trees is just three trees: elemental trees, inheritance trees, or like combat tree, and then technical tree.
Mhm.
Some of us might focus more on the elemental tree. Some of us might focus more on the combat or inheritance tree. Some of us might be focusing on the technical tree. Some of us might be a jack of all trades. Some of us might not even have a tree of skills. And in the end, we're all the same person, in a way. You know?
I guess I kind of get what you're talking about. That's still a lot to take on though. Like, god dang. My head is like burning.
Believe me, I've explained it once to a mochi that I know. And that mochi was like, his filling turned from matcha to complete chocolate. And I'm just there like,
Dear
whoa.
Lord.
It's maybe someday we'll make a little novel or like a little storyboard of it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That sounds like a good idea. That's a really good idea. But yeah. What about earlier when I was talking with Candy, is it like we're talking about like what they do for what they're kind of like, I guess you can say, what's it again? It's not because not exactly skills in terms of like terms of combat skills and stuff like that. More like skills in terms of like talents. What kind of talents do you have other than like what you usually do for work?
For me,
like what do you do for a hobby? Maybe like when you're just chilling at home, browsing Twitter and drinking smoothie or something.
Yeah, I usually study on like what I'm currently studying. Like, yeah, sometimes I study about like photo editing stuff, but like, sometimes I just like to lay back and just like play rhythm games. Every now and then. Not always, but like every now and then. Sometimes I might play FPS games. Sometimes I might play COD, for example. Sometimes I might want to play Genshin. Sometimes I might want to play some other stuff. But for the most part, I usually just lay down and just chill. It's kind of lazy, but at the same time, it's kind of not, because like I rather not stress myself with certain things and just like let days go by. Sure, I might do the occasional training, such as close quarters combat training, but like for the most part, I just like chill, maybe drink.
Interesting. What kind of, like you mentioned photo editing? Like what kind of photo editing? Like photoshopping or like what kind of?
Yeah, me specifically, I do a little bit of Photoshop. I'm still learning though. I'm not a pro at it, but like we sometimes I sometimes do it. Sometimes I did it with the other Delkas. But for me, I just do it just for fun. Get a new hobby.
Yeah, that's actually nice. Like what kind of things do you usually Photoshop? Like is it like people or maybe like environments? What kind of things?
Okay. So I don't know. Was it? Wait, did Candy mention about how we have DNI? Some of us
Yeah.
might modify our DNI.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. I like to take pictures of things that I see with my DNI.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I might see a really nice scenery, and I try to color correct it to be as accurate as what I've seen with my normal eye. Because sometimes cameras might not be as
Yeah.
accurate to what it seems. So I try my best to like color correct it. Sometimes I might use Photoshop. Sometimes I might use Adobe Lightroom. But yeah, I just like to take pictures. Really, I'm
Interesting.
more of a mellow. I'm more of a mellow guy. I'm not like some of the other Delkas that might be aggro and aggressive. You know,
Yeah.
I'm more or less passive,
That's nice
except
though.
for when
That's
I'm angry.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a lot better than people who are like super aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, balls. Okay, I wanted to ask something. I kind of forgot. I wanted to ask something related to photo editing, but like oh yeah, like I wanted to ask like what got you into photo editing?
Well, nothing really. It was kind of like out of nowhere. It's like, you know what? Why not? Why not learn that? Might as well learn something. You know, like, sure, we're all modified, and maybe our lifespan might be longer than the average human. Some of us might actually age up to the thousands because some of us accepted inheritance, such as myself. Like, you know, life life is all limited. Like, we're all limited to the time that we have. Some of us might not have all of the time. Some of us might actually have all the time. But what's the point of just not doing anything when you could do something? It's kind of contradictory with what I said just now. But you know, work hard, play hard,
Yeah, I
and sometimes
guess.
rest hard.
Yeah,
So what got
sometimes
me?
resting is also nice. Just
Mhm.
sleeping,
Yeah,
sleeping your
like,
life
yeah,
off.
sure, photoshopping is nice. Like, laying down in bed and listening to memes is nice too. You know.
Yeah, fair. Is there
Mm-hmm.
anything that you want to pick up in the future? Maybe like hobbies or skills, maybe that you want to pick up in the future?
Mm, well, lately I've been like deployed into more recon missions, and the problem with recon is that sometimes I'm being deployed to a quiet place, like quiet places such as back alleys or like um interrogate like basically abandoned places, and I don't want to like alert people if I use my throwables. Like my main throwables that I use now are
Mm-hmm.
like okay, like sure, flashbangs and thermites are great and all, but like I sometimes don't want to alert anyone. So I kind of want to learn how to throw knives properly.
Interesting.
Mm.
Really interesting. What about other things that other than
Mm-hmm.
knives? Though knives aren't exactly known to be aerodynamic, don't you think? Like, what about things like axes, maybe, or chakrams?
Oh,
I heard
but
those things are a
actually,
lot easier to throw.
okay. To correct myself, not really throwing knives. Do you know that? Fun fact, actually, there are actually two types of shuriken. There's one
Mm-hmm.
shuriken that we all know, the star shuriken, and
Yep.
then there's the other one that it's more of a stick-like fate. It's like a stick-like
Yep.
structure. That's the one that I want to learn how to use more. Cause like, sure, you don't really use it for long range, but it gets the job done when you're kind of like in a room, you know,
Ah.
and you're trying to hit the guy across the room. So I've seen people throwing that accurately, and if you have it sharp enough, it might pierce through like skin. Sure, it might
Hmm.
not pierce through body armor or like metal, but if you're fighting against like an average Joe or like some sort of human, maybe you might fight a yokai or something. Who knows? Um, you know, it gets the job done.
Yeah,
It's nice.
fair.
Mm-hmm,
A lot of close quarter, huh? A lot of close quarter. Is it like? Wait, what
mm-hmm.
kind of missions is it like when you're doing recon? What kind of like? Actually, never mind. Maybe I should should get much into that because I don't really know much about what you do. But
Mm,
yeah. Yeah. What
Monkey
about?
hunting is
Yeah.
complicated, really. To be completely honest, it's kind of complicated.
It's really
Usually,
complicated.
yeah. Sometimes we get lucky and we're just like trying to get someone's money from like a debt that they haven't collected. But sometimes there's those missions where we're supposed to like save the world, quote unquote. And then sometimes we're trying to like stop this or like get that. It's kind of complicated, but for the most part, we're just trying to collect debts or debt collecting.
Ah,
Well, for
yes,
me
debt
at least, that's
collecting.
my experience.
It's
That's
extreme
my
debt
experience.
collecting.
That's my experience. Maybe
Yeah.
other Deltas might have it different.
Who knows? Good thing.
Mm-hmm,
Oh, god damn it. Extreme debt collecting. That's certainly something interesting.
mm-hmm.
Oh, man. How much do you usually get paid for those kind of stuff?
Huh. Hmm. Ex- paid, paid, paid. Well, well, well. The thing is that we kind of live with the same person that we saved. That's what I mean. But like,
Uh-huh.
we gotta do something every month, right, to repay them for living with them. So
Oh.
we gotta pay rent. It's kind of like rent. So
Ah,
we gotta
yes,
pay,
rent.
like, we give them a certain amount of our money that we earn. Like for me, I give them 10% of my earnings to them because they cook me food. They help. Like I help them, but like for the most part, they've been taking care of me than I have been taking care of them. I've just been there working with them every now and then. Like sure, I go for government fights every now and then, but sometimes I get. She asked me like, "Hey, could you like help me out with this?" Or like, "Hey, there's something happening over there. Could you help me out?" And I was just like, "Oh yeah, sure." But whenever that happens, usually my pay gets cut down. So let's say initially 10%, but after I help her like let's say 5 times, it goes down to 5%. So money wise, normally I get up to like 100,000 per month.
Wait, what
Per
currency do you
month.
use over there?
Oh, well, okay. That depends on where we live. So some of us live like in the States, so there's
Oopsies.
USD. Some of them live in the States, so USD. Some of them live in like Europe, so there's this like euros. Me personally, I'm like around Southeast Asia. I guess I just use BND considering here at V2's place, it's BND. So we use BND here. V2 uses BND, so technically I'm using BND too now that I'm here.
Okay. Interesting. Oh dear, what was that? What was that? I don't know. But hey, I guess the guy's muted, I'm guessing, but I don't know.
Go man, my chat is currently they're being sussy people right now.
Oh dear, chat being sassy. Ah, of course.
You know how chat be
Yeah.
sometimes.
Do you have any connections outside of your current circle? You know, with your other versions, and the government, the privates, the locals, and the shy maiden thing. Do you have any other connections outside of that? Maybe even acquaintances.
Well, okay. There are some other people that I know. I know a demon queen that I usually call them sister, like big sister. But like we use Malay over here, we use Malay, so I call them kaka. Kaka is Malay for sister. People might mix it up for Mexican, which is poop. But in Malay, we use kaka as sister. We call them big sister, basically. They're basically an acquaintance that we know, but we call them as sister because they're older than us, and we kind of like to pay respect to the people that we like care for most. So shout out Lilith Hamilton, by the way. If my mods are here, shout out Lilith Hamilton because they're more of our big sister. We know a pigeon lord known as Lord Strikes. Shout out to Lord Strikes, by the way, on Twitch. We know a Mochi that came from another universe that now lives here. They're more of our parental figure. They're like a mom to us. We know a shapeshifter that that we kind of have like some sort of relationship that we have with each other.
Wait, who though? Like, there's a lot of you. Which one?
That's something maybe some of the other Delkas might want to talk about. I don't want to talk about it. You know?
Ooh.
Yeah, but yeah, we have a lot of acquaintances, really. All of our acquaintances are either VTubers or just people that we know in our private lives. We know this lemon creature that goes by Lemon, but we don't really know if they're really a lemon or some sort of deity. Like,
You never
it's still a
know.
mystery. We still don't know. We know a cat that has like some sort of affiliation with tacos. Like what? This
Hmm.
plane of existence is whack, honestly.
Yeah, it
Especially
is
the
whack.
VTubers that we've met. Like some of the VTubers that we've met are like really whack too. There's this cat VTuber that we know that apparently turned into a cat VTuber because they ate Taco Bell and died in the toilet. They died. They died shitting in the toilet.
Yes.
If you got, we don't really talk much, but I think if anyone knows who this person is, you'd be amazed. Like, how come? Like, how are we friends? Long story short of how we became friends is that I just like, hey, you, wanna be friends? Okay, sure. And then it's just how it came to be. We know this star boy. We call them a star boy because like we don't really know what to call them, but basically they're related to stars. That's like a whole different thing. Basically, our to summarize all the acquaintances that we have, they're either all of this world VTubers that we know, or like normal people that we know that we like to hang out with. No,
Mm-hmm.
they're all nice people in the end.
Neat. Really neat.
Yep.
Yeah.
I guess you technically become part of the roster now, since now we're acquainted in some way.
I guess.
No?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
I guess.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe we should hang out again in the future someday. Yeah.
Yeah, someday.
Yeah. But yeah, I actually just realized we've been streaming for like one hour and 40 minutes, so maybe we should like wrap up soon. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure.
So before we wrap up, like, why don't you say something to everyone right now? Like, I will give you 1 minute to say anything you want. Just say anything.
To everyone in Han's chat right now, thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming to the stream, like chatting with us, asking questions to me specifically, because like holy hell, it's rare for me to like talk a lot about that sort of stuff. It's kind of nice. All the other Delkas, pretty much, they all say thanks. We're actually, it's kind of a lie. I think V2 got caught because like we're all talking through DNI right now, and I'm just gonna say it right now on stream. Nevada is pissed at V2 for telling a secret. But yeah, all the Delkas, including Nevada, surprisingly, they're all saying thanks for like
Thank you, Lord
coming to the
Strix, for
stream.
following, by the way. But yeah.
But yeah, everyone is like saying thanks, which is amazing because like some of us are usually shut-ins and don't really talk. Like all the Delkas are saying thanks to everybody. If you guys want to know these people, you guys can catch these people on stream, on my Twitch, twitch.tv/DelkaSuzuku. That's twitch.tv/Delka_Suzuku, by the way. Catch me on Twitter.
Link in the description.
And yeah, go subscribe to Han. They're really cool. Very much appreciated for being invited here. Yeah.
Alright, yeah, that was nice. That was a nice chat. It was a nice chat. I really like it. There was a lot of lore though that I need a lot of time to process all of that in my head because that's a lot. I'm really looking forward to your project in the future where you can actually tie in all the lore together and actually put it into like a VN. I'm guessing. Really excited for that because really interesting lore you have going on.
My way of describing like how our lore is, it's kind of like imagine dropping a file of notes. It's scattered everywhere, right? Yeah, that's basically how our lore is right now. We don't really have a solid way to piece all of it together, but we can tell you some snippets of what's going on in our lives.
It's just a bunch
Maybe
of
who knows?
paper.
It's like spread everywhere. There's the whole story of how we created the Galva Knuckles. There's a whole story of how we made the Thunder Spear. There's a whole story about how we fight. There's a whole story of an organization that we're fighting against, known as the Crimson Sisters. There's the cult of Amanazaku Hime. There's a whole political fight too that we have to explain someday between vampires and rabbit people. Believe me, there's a lot to explain. But someday we'll have the day to explain all of it all. Please.
That is more government figures than I know in real life. That is a lot.
I don't want to spoil it, but like, there's
Yeah, don't
this
worry.
one thing that we want to explain someday that I think Nevada found very interesting is that he wanted to explain the whole language. There's a language that we need to explain someday. Oh, believe me.
dear.
Even me myself, I get confused with how to use that language.
Dear
like-
Lord.
Cause like the language that Nevada, out of all the people, I'm amazed Nevada is interested to tell this story of this language. He knows how to use it properly, apparently. I
Ooh.
don't know how to use it, but he knows. The language runs with, if you know a certain policy or like a certain perspective, it will mean one thing. But if you say it in a different perspective or a different, like, let's say, politic, it will be a completely different thing.
Kind of like Chinese.
Sorta. It's just so out of whack, believe me. And writing the words itself makes no sense. Apparently, one word could mean 5 different things. And like
Sounds like
each part of the-
Chinese.
sort of like Chinese. But like, holy. One of us actually got, like, they're half of, like, you know how I said that DNI is like half of a brain?
Mm-hmm.
Someone's DNI blew up.
Rip.
I'm not even joking.
Rip.
I'm not even joking. Holy shit. But yeah, someday we'll explain all of it. Someday. I don't know when, but someday we'll explain it all.
I low-key got a feeling it's just gonna be like straight up Chinese. Oh
Probably.
man. Probably, maybe. That's how. But yeah. Chibai. But yeah, Chibai. Oh
Something
man.
like that. But the thing is that we don't even know Chinese. We don't know
Same.
Chinese.
Same.
Lamau.
Wow.
But yeah.
Oh dear.
But yeah, that's basically the gist of it all.
Yeah, it's been really fun talking to you, and yeah, thank you everyone who tuned into this rather interesting stream. This is a lot of lore. This is actually quite different from the other interviews. Actually, this is like you talk in a more like you talk a lot more about your lore compared to the other. So it's really interesting. I really like it. Yeah, I'm probably gonna end this here though. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching here, and thank you Delka for coming with me into this, I guess, the stream. Let me hydrate again because my chat keeps on reading me hydrate.
Yeah, let me hydrate too.
Yeah, you should.
Since your chat wants us to hydrate.
Yeah, hydrate everyone. Don't forget to hydrate. Hydrating is important. You never know, especially if you're talking like crazy. But yeah, probably gonna end this here. So yeah, remember to check out Delka on their stream as well. Links in the description, by the way. And yeah, probably gonna end the stream here. So, any last words, Delka? That sounds ominous.
What is the good last word to end things on with? Drink water.
Dope. Yeah, wise words. But yeah. I'll be ending now, so bye-bye everyone. Have a nice day. Ending the
I'm gonna
stream
end my
in
stream too.
5, 4,